Hey there, Jason Podolin from Up My Hockey, and I'm back with another segment of Lessons from a Pro. And in this segment, we are going to chat about a scenario that happens from Atom or Squirt all the way up to the NHL ranks. And that is not being able to manage our emotions, not having what I call the mental agility to recover from something that doesn't go our way, and then we react and we respond in a way that not only hurts ourselves but hurts our team. So if you don't want to get benched, if you want to be a player that your coach can depend on and will put on the ice in any situation, and if you want to be considered a team player who isn't a selfish player, this could be a great segment for you to watch. Or if you're a parent or a coach, it could also be a great segment for you to watch. I'm going to take a clip here that I'm going to show you from a game that I watched live in Vancouver, the Canucks hosting the Avalanche. Now, at this particular point in the season, the Canucks were in the middle of a 4-game losing streak, and they were playing a hot Colorado Avalanche team. It's the third period. The game is tied 2-2. And we're going to watch one of the game's young stars in Quinn Hughes have something happen to him that he didn't like, and we're going to watch his response to that action. And I'm going to share with you how Quinn Hughes did not have the mental agility to be able to close the gap on the negative thing that happened to him. And I'm going to share with you how he could have recovered and not put himself in a situation where his team just lost his 5th game in a row.
Moving it. Keeps the puck in and now backhands it behind the net for Quinn Hughes. Hit hard by Girard, and Hughes is injured. Slow to get up. And now trying to hustle back into play. Girard turns inside the line. Hughes goes right back at it and breaks his stick, and he's going to get a penalty for that for cross-check. And Quinn Hughes lost his cool after the hit by Girard. He went the length of the ice looking for number 49, and he puts his team short-handed again.
43 Vancouver, 2 minutes cross-checking.
And another one of those 4-on-3 power plays. Here's Quinn Hughes. It's hit by Girard, and no penalty called. And so he retaliates, and you can see he breaks his stick.
What you just watched was a perfect example of how mindset impacts hockey players and stops them from being their best. Not only does it stop them from being their best, but it actually can hurt their team and their team's chances of winning a hockey game. In this scenario, I'll use my terminology when I work with players. Quinn Hughes was not able to close the gap. He didn't have the mental agility to overcome what he perceived as something negative and unfair happening to him. Now, as hockey players, we've all been there. We've all had that hit or that trip or whatever has happened that we think the ref missed. We get frustrated. We feel somebody's maybe taking advantage of us. Our ego's a little hurt. Our pride's a little hurt. And we come unglued and we do something that we wouldn't usually do. Now, Quinn Hughes, you might expect something different from. He's a star in the NHL. He's playing at the game's highest level. And it's a 2-2 hockey game, and his team has lost 4 games in a row and is currently sitting in last place in this scenario. You would think that he might have the mental agility to not do what he just did. But even players at the highest level need to work on this stuff. He continued to skate 170 feet and cross-checked Sam Girard, the player that hit him in the first place, breaking his stick, taking a penalty, and 15 seconds later, Colorado is winning 3-2, and they go on to win 4-2 and giving Vancouver their 5th loss in a row. Quinn Hughes needed the mental agility to be able to close the gap and realize that what he was about to do was not only not going to benefit him, but it wasn't going to benefit his team, and he was then not going to be labeled a selfish player. He was not going to be labeled as someone who puts himself and his own desire for retribution ahead of the team. Now, if you're a hockey player, you need to have a coach's trust. You need to have the trust of your players. You need to be labeled as being a good teammate. And when you do stuff like that, at whatever level you're playing, you lose trust in your teammates, you lose trust in the coach, and you lose your opportunity for ice time. Now, Quinn Hughes needed to understand that when he went from a blue head, in my terminology, to a red head, where he became frustrated, angry, that he needed to change the thoughts that he was having there on the ice. In the 170 feet he was skating back, he needed to be able to close the gap and change his thoughts to positive ones. How is this going to help me? How is this going to help the team? What is in the best interest of my hockey club right now? And if he could have done that, in the 10 seconds it took him to go cross-check Sam Girard, he would have went for a change, he would have caught a breather, would have let somebody else go on the ice, and his team wouldn't have been shorthanded and wouldn't have given a power play opportunity to one of the best power plays in the game. Now, I talk about this stuff in my Peak Potential Hockey Project. I talk about this stuff in week 1, about what emotional state you need to be in, to recognize the emotional state that serves you the best, to recognize your thoughts when you're on the ice, because your thoughts are always connected to your emotions. So you don't do dumb things, 1, and you can put yourself in a powerful position to play your best hockey at will. Right? At the snap of a finger. You can have the trigger there to play your best hockey because you're in the emotional state required for you to do that. This is a skill. This is something you can be working on right now. Your ability to close the gap. And with the skill I call mental agility. So there you have it. Even the best in the world are having a hard time with it. And if you want to be a player that isn't called selfish, that doesn't do silly things, that will take away your chances for more ice time and also your team's ability to win hockey games, then you should be working on that right now. Cheers.